Do you know that depression, anxiety, and stress can be overcome? Empower yourself through IQ Excellence Self-Therapy, a holistic, psycho-spiritual self-empowerment program to help you enhance your spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Reclaim your energetic, optimistic, creative, and motivated self. And more importantly, realize your full potential. The 21st century, mental illness is skyrocketing globally. Today, the world is in a turmoil. Depression, anxiety, stress are most commonly afflicting our society and impacting our economy significantly. According to the World Health Organization, the estimated cost to the global economy is $1 trillion per year in lost productivity. Malaysia is not spared. According to 2015 National Health and Mobility Survey, 1 in 3 or 29.12% adults aged 16 years and above are struggling with mental health issues. This has tripled from 10.7% in 1996. In 2018, a Malaysian major daily reported by 2020, mental health would become the second biggest health problem after heart disease. Today, depression is the leading cause of illness and disability among adolescents. Suicide is the second leading cause of death amongst 15 to 29-year-olds. However, within the darkness, there is always light. There is hope. Hope is the heartbeat of the soul. IQ Excellence Self-Therapy will help you discover purification of the heart, purposeful living, holistic self-care, mind, body, heart, and soul. Embracing IQX 9 Habits and 9 Laws will help you become heart-centered, enjoy a psychological and spiritual well-being, and most importantly, you become self-empowered. You can now realize your full potential, cope with the normal stresses of life, work productively and fruitfully, and are able to contribute to the community, hence benefiting the society at large.
Selamat petang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bertemu kita semula hari ini dalam live at 5 IQX in Total Action. Hari ini hari ke-94 kita telah bersama dalam ruangan live at 5 PM. Satu program anjuran IQX sebagai salah satu usaha dari kami untuk menambah ilmu dan berkongsi ilmu mengenai cara-cara menangani cabaran stres, anxiety dan juga depresi ya. Apa yang diketengahkan oleh IQX ialah satu program yang dinamakan yang mengenengahkan 9 habits, 9 laws, di mana peserta kami diajar mengenai 9 habit ya, 9 perkara yang kita boleh jadikan habit ya setiap hari dan diikuti oleh 9 laws. Maknanya ada pairing dia lah ya. Dan melalui 9 habits and 9 laws ini kita setiap distrukturkan untuk belajar bagaimana untuk menangani mungkin stres dalam hidup dan juga yang kalau tidak kita tangani boleh lead to anxiety dan juga depression ya. Jadi kita telah mengadakan satu siri latihan dalam 2 minggu yang lepas, hari Sabtu dan hari Ahad, dan that was the first batch that IQX mengadakan latihan tersebut melalui satu webinar 2 hari ya. Dan alhamdulillah sambutan daripada peserta kita dan feedback daripada mereka sangat-sangat menggalakkan. InsyaAllah kita akan mengadakan sesi seterusnya dalam jangka masa 1.5 bulan, 2 bulan daripada sekarang. Jadi setiap kali kita membuat latihan ni kita dapat feedback bagaimana nak memperbaiki, meningkatkan lagi kualiti penyampaian dan sebagainya. Jadi insyaAllah the future training session will be better insyaAllah for everyone. Jadi hari ini pukul 5 seperti biasa, hari Sabtu dan hari Ahad kita biasanya ada tetamu bersama saya ya. Hari ini semalam kita ada Encik Saiful Farhan, seorang practitioner, human resource practitioner ya, yang telah 3 kali mengikuti program 9 habits and 9 laws. Beliau telah melalui berbagai challenge atau orang kata cabaran dalam hidup, ialah personal challenges and all that ya. Tapi alhamdulillah secara tidak langsung apa yang beliau pelajari daripada 3 sesi 9 habit 9 laws itu telah membantu beliau untuk menangani apa cabaran-cabaran dan dugaan yang telah dihadapinya. Agak menarik perkongsiannya dengan Puan Fatihah semalam ya. Saya dah lama tak bersiaran ya, seminggu yang lalu saya memang agak sibuk sedikit dengan urusan keluarga. Jadi alhamdulillah hari ini hari Ahad 12 hari bulan September dapat kita bersama-sama lagi untuk bersama dalam ruangan kita hari ini. Untuk hari ini saya cuba mencari maknanya tetamu yang at least pernah mengetahui mengenai program kita ataupun the principles of our program ya. Jadi saya teringatkan sahabat saya ni Puan Hajah Shuhada Hasim ya, seorang juru gambar, juru foto, or I would say she's more of a storyteller ya, membuat penceritaan melalui gambar-gambar yang diambilnya ya. Saya ingat Puan Hajah Shuhada pernah bercerita pada saya, dia memulakan aktiviti fotografi ini dengan mengambil portrait ya, portrait maknanya real life lah, maknanya human portrait all that, dan mengambil keputusan untuk tidak lagi mengambil portrait yang sebegitu rupa kerana sebab-sebab pribadi. Mungkin dia boleh berkongsi dengan kita nanti. Puan Shuhada juga adalah she calls herself an activist and I believe so. Beliau mempunyai causes that she supports. Saya tahu beliau secara aktif menjalankan aktiviti infak untuk golongan yang kurang bernasib baik, insyaAllah kita boleh dengar penceritaan Puan Shuhada nanti. Jadi fokusnya di sini ialah hari ini kita nak lihat perkongsian dan dengar perkongsian daripada Puan Shuhada mengenai bagaimana dia mula menceburkan diri dalam bidang fotografi, bagaimana fotografi itself mungkin menjadi, saya rasa it's not wrong for me to say that photography is an art form yang insyaAllah boleh juga menjadi satu terapi untuk mereka yang berminat dengan fotografi ya. Yalah, for a fact kita bila gambar-gambar yang kita ambil tu tak mengira sama ada subjeknya subjek yang menggembirakan atau tidak. The fact that looking at a photography and at a photograph dan kita dapat merasakan atau mungkin merasakan sedikit apa yang dirasakan oleh mereka yang diambil dalam foto tu mungkin mendatangkan sedikit perasaan kepada kita ya. Sama ada perasaan insaf, sama ada perasaan sama-sama gembira melihat gambar tersebut dan sebagainya. Jadi saya rasa for me untuk mengetahui lebih lanjut mengenai terapi dengan fotografi ini ataupun menggunakan fotografi sebagai satu cara terapi, saya ingin bawakan Puan Haji Shuhada Hasim untuk bersama-sama kita and let's just talk about her interests. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum Puan Hajah. I think you're muted. Ni betul tak? I cannot hear you. Volume. Tak dengar. Komputer? Okay, sementara Puan Hajah Shuhada figure the sound out. Okay.
Hear me now?
Yes, alhamdulillah. Ya Allah.
Okay.
Tahu juga kalau tak dengar tadi So alhamdulillah, thank you for agreeing to come on the show today. Kenapa pun kita santai-santai je hari Ahad ni kan. Kita pun tak nak heavy sangat topik kan. We have other days to do that insyaAllah. So I briefly went through your IG profile and all that kan, and I was looking at some of the photos yang you ambil, and I feel that there's setiap gambar yang diambil tu mempunyai satu cerita, and I'm sure you as a photographer sama juga macam different form of creative outlet kan, orang menulis, orang melukis. Minggu lepas kita ada seorang pelukis yang menggunakan lukisan sebagai terapi. So I think sama je sebenarnya, any sort of creative outlet ni ada penceritaan di sebalik hasil. Macam minggu lepas guest kita tu menggunakan lukisan, jadi setiap lukisan tu akan menunjukkan mood atau perasaan dia semasa dia melukis. You can see a happy photo, a darker photo and that kind of thing. So saya rasa it works the same way for photography and photos that you produce. Jadi mungkin sebelum kita memulakan perkongsian, you'd like to introduce yourself. How do you start going into photography? Was this your first did it start as a job ataupun hobi dan sebagainya? I think I leave it up to you untuk berkongsi dengan kita semua insyaAllah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thank you Lutfi for the thought of having me today. So I'm not going to have a long introduction whatsoever, tapi we'll just go straight to your questions about this photography and some little bit of history. How did I started? So my first degree is in accounting, so I was not a photographer. Yes, lepas tu while I was working 2009 I did attend the the diploma for creative photography with UTM. So the professional photography tu start sebelum tu lagi. 2007 I started to do photography job, jadi wedding photographer part time. So that's how I started. Lepas tu when I realized that okay, I am so much into photography and I think I like to help people to understand photography more. That means to teach photography. So I joined the programs for 2.5 years, part-time study and working. So I get my diploma and finish my diploma 2012 onwards. I start to specialize in portrait photography. So when I do portrait photography, I photograph human, and majority of the subject was woman. So
Lama tak?
and I lama,
That period of time when you did portraits tu.
I think 2009 sampai 2013. I think recently only 2018 I completely stopped doing portrait photography. So since 2013 until 2015, so about 5 years macam tu. It happens because I decided to stop sebab I just have something within me like pushing me to two different directions. I really love portrait photography, tapi in my heart I think okay, there's something not for me to continue to do. So since then I start focus dengan subjek lain. I start focus on bila I pergi travel buat apa ni activist work, humanitarian work, pergi Sabah, membantu mostly Sabah dengan apa ni Vietnam. The last one yang I pergi tu, kita pergi dekat not the glamour locations, pergi tempat orang miskin yang macam hidup basic. Yang I pergi dekat satu tempat dekat Sabah tu, sekolah anak-anak dia dekat bawah kolong celah-celah rumah, yang macam kawasan tu kawasan Stinggan. So I think to me, I rasa macam this deserve more stories than what I did before. Because these people they cannot afford to pay me pun untuk bring their stories out. So since then lah, so it goes hand in hand dengan my activist punya activity dengan my photography. Of course, I rasa macam that's fair to me to carry my photography everywhere. And so that's why what I mostly do today, the photography tu, not portraits anymore, tapi story. And also I do lots of training, photography training.
Yeah, I know for a fact. I think I met Shuhada pun through one of the photography training. Kita belajar bagaimana untuk photograph products ya. I think at one point of time everyone wanted to learn macam mana nak bring out the best in product, and nothing more appropriate than yelah dengan social media and all that. So we actually learn bagaimana untuk photograph product, and that was one of the ilmu yang alhamdulillah yang I still try to practice until now. Terima kasih banyak. So I think if you were to look back, your decision not to photograph portraits, and especially you said of women anymore, has a lot to go back to the values that maybe perhaps has changed for you over the years. Perhaps you want to go a little bit on that story.
Okay, since I first do photography tu, masa I buat wedding tu, memang portraits of women yang macam always attracts me. Kalau macam I pergi buat wedding, I will always photograph brides tu. Lama betul sebab macam to me it's so beautiful dekat situ. So bila I habis study with my diploma and we have to do the diploma show, we have to do our exhibition. So I decided to focus on portraits. During that time, portraits was campur-campur. Ada lelaki, ada perempuan, and I am drawn to something unique. I used to photograph tattoo artists. I used to photograph Indian classical dancer. I used to photograph girls playing football, so something unique in people that we don't see every day. So that's my interest. Lepas tu, until there's at some point tu I tried to specialize lagi for my portraits ni nak into women. I started to photograph some friends, and then there is this one lady. She is African American, so she was based in Malaysia back then. She was struggling with apa tu weight issue. I have no idea about that. I went to photograph her sebab she has a collection of the African punya outfits. Dia punya headgear macam, so I'm drawn into that great that unique things. Lepas tu, after we finish the photography session, after sometimes I finish edit dia punya gambar tu, I hand her the photos. Lepas tu I have flyers. During that time, baru je nak start buat portraits specialized on women. I hand over the flyers with her photos among the other portraits dekat dalam tu. When I passed her the flyers tu, she cried. She cried and I was like, she cried for good 1 minute kot. Macam rupa-rupanya she was crying and I think she was speechless lah. Lepas tu I was panic. I ingatkan macam, okay, I did it wrong. What did I do wrong? I put things ke, macam she's not happy about that. Lepas tu rupanya she said, you have no idea, Shuhada, what this mean to me. For the longest time, no one ever called me beautiful, including my husband. So that was the turning point of me using portraits of a woman for the woman as a therapy for them. I mean, like, okay, I appreciate the normalness. I mean, like, the people I photograph tu everyday women macam you dengan I, the mothers, bukannya model macam tu. Tapi lepas tu during the session, they suddenly realize through the portraits tu, they can actually look beautiful as other people. So I see firsthand how that portrait session tu change a person from low self-esteem, tak ada confident, to someone else, to whoever they actually inside lah. So after sometimes, it brings lots of good and positive impact to me as well. And of course, the feedback was all the way good lah, Alhamdulillah. I'm not complaining. Tapi after sometimes, I feel like sampai bila I want to keep on showing off people my work and showing off all the beauty of this woman. It just somehow doesn't feel right for me to keep doing it. I'm not sure why. For a few years, I've been searching sampai macam 2016, I pergi haji. When I was in Madinah, I was waiting for this ustazah dekat Masjid Nabi. I macam, okay, tomorrow I need to see her again to show my portfolio. I pun tak tahu lah macam mana nak cakap. I just need someone to tell me, okay, stop doing it. I was searching for that. Kuasa Allah, I dah tak boleh nak semayang dah. By the petang tu, tomorrow tu, I dah tak boleh nak pergi masjid dah. So until the end, I tak dapat jumpa ustazah tu with the jawapan that I'm hoping she will give me, and it will drive me to, okay, put a stop. You know? So lepas I balik, after a year pun macam, I'm still doing it because client keep on contacting. Tapi
and that's a source of income kan?
Tapi internally I feel like, okay, I just, every time I nak pergi shooting tu, I'm macam dragging myself pergi.
Hati berat and all that,
hati berat. Tapi macam I just keep on doing that until lah satu hari Allah Ta'ala hantarlah satu hamba Allah ni kat nak dia tanya I, what is it that you do? I said, I'm doing photography and I'm doing portrait. I pun tak tahu kenapa, tiba-tiba mula I cakap, I don't feel right about doing this. Lepas tu dia cakap, kalau dah you feel tak selesa buat tu, kenapa, why do you stop? As simple as that, dia cakap. So I said, betul juga, why don't I stop? What is it that's stopping me from stop doing it? Lepas tu, after that meeting, I think that particular weekend, I talked to my husband. I said, okay, look, I know this is what we invested for the long time.
Beli equipment, beli
what I do. Equipment tu is not an issue lah, tapi macam time and then my portfolio. That is what people have been calling me for semua kan. And then Lepas tu I kata if you allow me, I'm gonna stop, and then I really have to dispose all the materials that I have. I have one room that full with my exhibition materials, semua gambar-gambar prints tu semua, because
Right.
this portraits also brought me to have my first solo exhibition. So that is the weekend I start to dispose all the materials.
Right.
My investment yang tak berapa banyak tu kan semua. So I scratch on that. Lepas tu slowly I rasa macam the heavy feeling on my shoulder ni slowly lifted up.
Yeah, lifted. Yeah, doing the right
Yeah.
thing. You feel. Yeah. Betul?
Yes, because I know, mashallah, because what I feel is I know this is what I love, and the talent, the skill, what I do, Allah yang bagi benda tu. But also at the same time, dia pun bagi tahu, okay, hey, dude, this is something that you have to think about, kan? And then rezeki tu semua dari dia.
Betul.
I yakin kalau macam I do this lillahi ta'ala, He will give me, He will replace with something else. What is it? I have no idea.
And that feeling of rasa berat tu datang daripada dia juga. Betul tak?
Correct.
Perasaan, yeah. The fact that I think here in IQ Excellence we talk a lot about penyucian hati and all that. And I think the reason why you felt berat, rasa bersalah, rasa you shouldn't be doing and shouldn't be exposing. And orang kata, I'm sure they're properly clothed and all that. Cuma yalah, it's still aurat to the kalau bukan mahram and all that, kan? Yeah, and I'm sure that those the feelings, the guilt that you feel, the all this kesedaran ni ialah when you have reached a new level of apa yang dikatakan daripada level yang bawah tu dah ada kesedaran, maknanya you don't want to do it anymore, insyaAllah. So Allah, when you feel that way, you are already going towards hati, penyucian hati, and insyaAllah you will be in a better. Allah akan bagi you rezeki dalam in other forms, ya. Fotografi is such a huge maknanya kalau kita subject tu, I think endless subject yang we can apa orang kata explore, kan. Yeah, and I feel that alhamdulillah, and I see you, I think you're much happier these days doing what you're doing now.
Yes, definitely. At least the guilty feeling tu dah macam okay, not that huge on that particular parts, kan, because it's a bread and butter. It's it's the income you bring home, kan. So macam no, I don't feel that anymore. Alhamdulillah.
So yes, so I was looking at ways how photography can help. Yalah, daripada melihat benda-benda yang Allah jadikan, if it's natural, the nature and all that, daripada gambar, yalah macam kita pun sekarang ni hanya dengan phone saja kita keluar rumah nampak awan semua nak ambil gambar, kan. Kalau tak sebelum kita tak, yes, we see the clouds, kita nampak langit biru, kita nampak awan dan sebagainya, tapi kita tak ada phone, kan. Not everyone has a phone masa tu, kan. Tak ada pun rasa macam nak ambil gambar awan, nak ambil gambar tu, kan. Tapi sekarang, kan, disebabkan oleh mudahnya nak carry a camera and phones dengan megapixelnya yang berbagai and quality of photos and all that, we take photos of clouds immediate, maknanya kalau kita pergi hiking ambil gambar pokok, gambar everything, ya. So I feel that it is, alhamdulillah, I see it as something positive. Masya Allah, kita lihat cantiknya apa yang Allah jadikan untuk kita, ya, di dunia ni. Maknanya peluang kita melihat dunia tu in a subjective way, really appreciating it, bukan hanya just because it's there. So I see taking photos as a therapy, walaupun mungkin orang kata alah sikit-sikit nak ambil gambar, sikit-sikit nak ambil gambar, kan. But when you see, tengok balik apa yang you ambil tu, and you ingat, I feel that you ingat kebesaran Allah, kita mengucapkan Masya Allah dan sebagainya, I feel at the end of the day it will benefit us to some extent. And I'm sure it's a process for photographers as well. Mula-mula fotografi itu hanya sebagai satu punca pendapatan, tapi as you go along and you move along with purification of your heart, and actually you see it as a bigger, apa maknanya, memainkan peranan yang lagi besar to your hati dan kepada jiwa yourself. So do you think there's some truth in that?
When this is kesinambungan lah daripada my journey from portraits photography to what I'm doing now, and inshallah I have a few more plans. So masa I buat portraits tu, most of the time the subject will come to the studio ataupun to the location kat mana-mana je lah. Sometimes I pergi kat rumah the clients. So we will always come in package. Mesti ada makeup artist or hairstylist, you know.
Yalah.
So tapi deep down I feel like, okay, I really want to show the natural beauty of the woman without makeup. Tapi macam when I'm promoting portraits, kena ada makeup dengan hair and makeup. Tapi macam there's already a conflict satu. Lepas tu at the same time also I think my heart tu dah nak start sharing other things yang macam to how to do photography and still do dakwah kind of thing. So my heart is moving towards that. Lepas tu it's actually I started to look into the perspective of photography as the tools for dakwah. First kali when it comes to photography ni is a tools, and also untuk you hasilkan sesuatu gambar tu, it involves three main things in yourself. First is your eyes, second is your ears, you will hear something, you want to photograph, and then your heart. The heart, eyes and ears ni, all these three elements, ada banyak ayat dalam Quran. Allah cakap sesiapa yang mendengar menggunakan mata, hati dan telinga, adakah kita semua memahami, mendengar atau tidak? So honestly at some point dia macam I rasa takut with what I did before with my photography. That was in a simple words, that was a maksiat that I did using panca indera dan semua apa yang Allah bagi. Because photography as a tools, kita guna kamera. Akan tetapi daripada yang Allah bagi kita mata, telinga dan hati adalah itu adalah panca indera yang Allah kasih, tapi kita salah gunakan. Okay, kita salah gunakan untuk melihat dan menghasilkan gambar-gambar yang dia tak reda lah kan. So memang fitrah kita as a human ni, memang Allah jadikan kita memang nak tengok apa yang segala kebaikan. So memang ada Allah, kita minta lah kalau kita tak rasa kita nak tengok gambar-gambar yang cantik ataupun kita nak reflect Allah in our photograph tu, betul kita minta lah, sebab kita menggunakan mata, telinga dan hati yang diberi kepada kita. Okay, so lepas tu at the same time, zaman sekarang, zaman social media, and tak ada orang yang hidup tanpa gambar lah, in a simple words kan. So everyone is a consumer. Everyone is a consumer to photography materials, photography content. Okay, we put aside other contents like video and whatnot semua. So everyone is a consumer, and the world is dominated by the photos that is to feed your nafs. Human beauty, everything is all about fashion, everything is about beauty, and even jual tudung, jual jubah pun, everything is about beauty. And even jual makeup pun sekarang macam you wish the woman is flashing out yourself out there. So the strong urge feeling yang I have is like, okay, we don't know how, tapi Allah yang punya kuasa macam mana kita nak redirect ataupun to help the consumer ni untuk tengok something else instead of this the typical marketing, everything,
Yeah,
which is
consumerism. Yeah.
consumerism, capitalism, all these things. And because when I first study photography pun, semuanya is all about the example of the photo, semua daripada Western, or semua daripada French photographer, semua daripada sana semua. You don't talk about even Islamic photography. Kalau you even Google Islamic photography, you hanya akan jumpa masjid, orang mengaji, and that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, tapi sedangkan Allah yang cipta seluruh alam ni, every single corner that we see is actually, kita akan nampak kejadian Allah yang kalau dia nak bagi kita nampak dan bagi kita faham. So dalam every single photo tu, scenery is very synonym. Kalau macam guna background untuk zikir ke whatnot ke, scenery, sungai, semua. Because we know semua benda-benda tu berzikir. And at the same time, we human, we would like to see human in the photos as well. That's why like kita consume gambar-gambar yang disajikan kat kita semua. Okay. Right. Akan tetapi what I'm trying to do is actually using the normal photos. Everyone see a photo, tapi we have to come up with a narration untuk bagi tahu gambar ni reflects whatever that mentioned in the Quran, ayat mana, whatever mentioned in the hadith, this kind of thing. So kita try to educate, and betul, and so very agree with you Lutfi, bila kita nampak every single thing yang cantik-cantik tu kita nak, because fitrah kita as a human, kita suka benda cantik.
Yes.
And also sama juga macam kalau wanita ni, tak ada siapa yang tak suka fashion, I rasa. Tak ada siapa, everyone loves beauty. Tapi macam mana nak consume benda tu untuk diri you sendiri je, you tak payah, you don't have to show off. Capitalism, of course, you memang rasa macam impossible untuk not showing.
Yep.
Kalau you jual baju, for example, how not showing people wearing the baju, kan? Tapi mesti ada cara dia.
Yeah, you just have to find
kita
a
nak
way.
figure out, yes, kita nak figure out atau tidak sahaja. So yes, definitely. So bila kita tengok fotografi ni, dia ada impact. I like to quote lah one of my clients dulu. She's quite a good client of me. Sekarang ni most of my client dah tak dekat Malaysia dah, diorang macam dah apa tu, pergi migrate to different tempat lain. So this lady, she is Danish client. So dia, when I first met her, she looked for me sebab dia nak ambil family portraits. Husband dia baru passed away about a year before.
Right.
So diorang nak macam say thank you to the family yang been giving them support for the past 1 year. So dia ambil gambar dengan anak dia, seorang lelaki, seorang perempuan. And then after 1 year macam tu, she came back. Dia kata dia nak her portraits alone sebab dia nak pergi Europe and look for a job. So she need a portrait. Lepas tu during the sessions, we just have coffee sebelum tu, what she said to me was what she feel masa I photograph her. Dia rasa macam I have some kind of, okay, this is, I'm quoting what she said lah. Dia kata what she felt was like, I am pulling out, as a photographer, I'm pulling out the energy or whatever, she have something inside her, I bring her out. I bring her out and I bring that energy, and then she just can feel it lah. So I don't know. Allahu Alam, that was really how
apa yang you rasa dalam hati.
Yes. So so during that time, I have a goosebump every single time I talk about this. Because dia yang cakap, and then the way she tell me like I'm pulling out something out from her. So bila that situation explained to me from a perspective of the person at the other side of the camera tu, meaning the photograph itself, the process itself, dia ada impact. hopefully it becomes a positive impact to
Right.
whoever that consuming or involved in the process.
Right.
So I put myself, I'm taking the account, creating the image tu. So macam mana orang akan accept, orang akan interpret daripada gambar yang I hasilkan tu.
Right.
Right? So macam kalau I give some kind of images and orang interpret in a wrong way, by me not giving enough, I think that's on me.
Right.
That's
Right.
on me. So
Ada tanggungjawab
we correct, because kita bagi the mind tu dia interpret sendiri. Kita tak bagi dia, okay, this is how you're supposed to look at it, and
Right.
this is how you should interpret that.
Right.
So I think that's a responsibility. That's a photographer's responsibility. And I wish that more and more photographer, I can be with lots more people who are into photography to start produce this kind of content yang boleh kita nampak gambar tu, and in a simple words tu
macam ada jiwa in the photo.
Yeah.
That's the way to put
Yes.
it. And I think looking at the, yelah mungkin dia selepas tahun suami meninggal, there is still some emotion that she is still feeling that's not let out, and she felt comfortable enough with you as a photographer untuk basically show herself in that sense lah, maknanya dari segi emosi lah in that sense. So I think you made her feel comfortable enough untuk rasa sampai macam tu kan. So that's amazing. And recently just before NCO, I think you started this infak delivery. When was it, and what is it about, this infak delivery?
Okay. I think it started 2019, if I remember correctly. I registered SSM. So infak delivery is actually a social enterprise. So mula-mula tu I just set it up for the purpose on getting the ball rolling. Sebab I have a few people in my family yang macam I think they need help. So I was thinking, okay, if I do the promotion in getting people to infak. We started with infak Jumaat masa tu, and I get these people to masak nasi lemak je. Tak payah mahal pun, macam maybe nasi lemak RM1 ke RM2. It's just for a start.
Nasi lemak yang RM1 tu for us, it could be a big for orang yang memerlukan, betul tak?
Betul. So that was the idea. I want to help a family so that dia masak je, so she don't have to think about market. So I will take care of dekat mana I nak hantar, and also I do the promotion to get the donation. Macam tu. So it went on for I think sebulan 2 bulan macam tu. Lepas tu it grows naturally. So when people start to know, lepas tu they infak more, and then we get more donation. So instead of hantar weekly pergi macam tu dekat satu tempat je, so we start to branch out ada tempat lain. So now dah after berapa tahun dah? 2020, so coming to 3 years. So we are working together with Persatuan Wanita Inspirasi Negara. We come up with a project called the Red Project. So this Red Project is specifically focusing on the urban poor yang they cannot afford to buy sanitary pads for women. Because from starts MCO hari tu, lots of stories come up. Actually dekat Malaysia ni kita tak banyak cover pun the story pasal period punya poverty ni. So that's one of the major focus that we are doing. But other infaks too, we still continue, because one thing is I work with a few tukang masak now at a different location.
Resources ni dah banyak.
at different location. So what makes things easy adalah some of them dekat different location ni, dia tahu kat mana nak distribute the food. Some pergi rumah anak yatim, some pergi rumah refugees. So I work with a few tukang masak, they also need help because they also need income. Lepas tu macam, as you know, majority of the homemakers yang macam dia semua dibuat sendiri, dia nak buat marketing pun dia susah. So what I think how I can help is actually, okay, I just order from them. They don't have to think about the marketing. I know dah kat mana nak hantar, and all I have to do is just we get the collections and then we hantar dekat mana-mana yang kita boleh hantar. Ataupun even the cook sendiri dia kata, okay, kat sini ada orang kita boleh hantar, dia orang sendiri boleh hantar.
Dia tahu mana
pada
orang
masak dia hantar sendiri.
Right.
So that's the info delivery activities, and of course I associated the infant delivery dengan fotografi lah kan. So bila pergi sekarang ni MCO dah tak boleh nak travel, tapi masa before that tu yang macam went all the way sampai Sabah semua tu is very it's so impactful lah, at least for me. Bila I photograph and be with the people yang macam so different dia punya living standard dengan the previous client, dengan diorang ni semua. So
you can see a stark difference kan in terms of lifestyle and all that. Let me just share some of the photos that you took, Syara. Sekejap ya. Let me share the slide. Okay. This is Shuhada in action. Masih boleh buat produk fotografi.
This is our recent. I was conducting online photography program.
Oh, online. Oh, I ingatkan ada student kat depan ni. Tak ada kan?
Tak ada. Macam ada
Itulah, I cannot imagine sebab yelah photography, photos is something that we need to see kan. Maknanya lighting and all that. So boleh possible. Okay, so this was in action lah ni. Cikgu mengajar ni. And we have some photos ni kat mana ni?
Okay, yang ni the first one, lady on the left tu. This one dekat Ho Chi Minh. So masa ni kita pergi visit the madrasah dekat Ho Chi Minh tu. One of the madrasah yang tertua dekat Ho Chi Minh tu, memang kat situ perkampungan Muslim, ramai Muslim kat situ.
Ada big community?
Apa dia?
Besar ke community Islam?
Community dia besar.
Oh,
besar. And in fact madrasah tu, masjid tu, dia ramai visitor dari Malaysia datang kat situ. So nak masuk ke masjid ni, madrasah ni, memang tu kena lalu kampung-kampung. Kampung-kampung dia orang macam ni lah jalan dia, rumah-rumah kecil, lorong-lorong kecil tu semua. So masa this one is actually our I tak ingat nama kembara tu, tapi kita pergi sana to get to know the Muslim community kat sana, and then we pass by makcik ni, dia niaga dari rumah dia. Lepas tu bila dia tengok kita lalu depan rumah dia ramai-ramai, and she macam curious lah, dia keluar. Lepas tu one of our group members tu, dia start doa for this makcik. Makcik tu pergi ambil tu, serkup masuk dalam, lepas tu terus doa kat situ. What interests me is actually her facial expression. So macam it's so deep. I don't know what was it in her mind definitely. Tapi she was so deep masa tengah baca doa. That was actually caught my attention. Tapi the community kat situ macam ni lah, dia orang pakai blouse semua, so dia pakai the serkup. So that's how they are every day.
That's how they practice. Yang ni yang dalam apa ni?
Yang sebelah tu. Yang dia ada one tu pun macam, aku tak ingat lah, one of the jalan-jalan dekat celah-celah kampung tu. So I was walking dekat main road, tapi macam mana entah I terpusing pandang dekat lorong kecil ni. Mana lorong kecil ni, so I stop. because I saw this boy duduk dekat atas wheelchair tu, tapi macam so excited dengan dia
So
punya
happy,
surroundings.
Yeah,
Happy
betul.
je.
Can see that.
So I
Yeah.
nampak macam,
Expression dia.
dia happy, dia happy, and also the caretaker dia tu pun happy looking. Kat sini macam tak nampak pun, tapi he or she, I tak nampak kat situ, the caretaker was smiling looking at the boy.
Right.
So macam what the impact to me is like, diorang ni in this kind of situation tapi still they can smile.
Sederhana. Yes.
Still they can smile.
Okay. Which I find very interesting.
Yeah, the one on the left tu masa I kat Mekah tengah depan Kaabah tu tengah tunggu asar maghrib macam tu. So this lady dia duduk depan I, but what attracts me actually of course lah, bila you kat Mekah tu you nampak manusia berbagai bagai rupa kat sana kan. So macam I try to look for the details because I believe macam I have this kind, masa dalam proses from portraits nak move to the different direction tu, I try to less to photograph human face.
Yeah. So you're more inclined,
Correct. Because macam I look for the details, and because kat sini again what I'm trying to show is Allah kasih kita tangan ni, what is it that we do with our hands, so that's my message actually. And the one yang sebelah tu is imam dekat masjid yang we visit kat Ho Chi Minh tu, ini ayah mertua dia.
I see.
So he's very old, dia duduk dekat dalam ruang tamu, dekat bilik, dekat rumah dia tu, and he was all the way facing the dinding, dia tak tunjuk pun muka dia.
Right.
But I'm trying to show the details of his age.
Right. Through the hands.
From the hands and the skin, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have some others yang ni dekat masjid lah ni, ni dekat Ho Chi Minh ya?
Yang ni bukan dekat Ho Chi Minh. Yang ni I can't remember exactly dia. Tenin, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Dia ni macam about 2 hours drive dari Ho Chi Minh.
Right.
And ini pun another kawasan besar Muslim dekat Vietnam tu. And dia memang lagi kampung kat sini
di
pun.
Dalam dia lah ni, dalam masjid ni.
Yang ni dekat Ho Chi Minh. This is another mosque dekat Ho Chi Minh.
Itu different kan di sana ya?
Di kawasan di kampung. Yang ni Ho Chi Minh one of the masjid dalam city, not the first one yang I pergi tu. What I'm interested in this photo is actually this makcik. Makcik ni kita orang, we are about to leave, nak pergi airport dah, tapi stop kat sini untuk solat duha. Lepas tu she was so excited, dia nampak kita pergi ambil wuduk je, dia terus bentai sejadah. And she was alone. I think she was in her 80s. Dia bagi tahu in dalam bahasa yang 80s years old.
Nampak sihat.
Sihat. And then she took care of the masjid. So dekat luar tu dia dah bentang dengan sejadah semua. Lepas tu dia cakap sikit-sikit lah, dia kata dia Melayu campak.
Alright. Ni dekat dalam masjid lah ni.
Yang ni dekat the refugee school. School come diorang punya sekolah, Rohingya punya refugee school. This is to show dekat situlah dia tidur, dekat situlah dia pergi sekolah. And this is how they store diorang punya gebar, bantal apa semua. The life of other people that we don't see.
Betul. Kan? Macam gini. Ni budak-budak lah ni.
Yang ni dekat sekolah, dekat madrasah tu lah, dekat the refugee punya tempat tu. Belakang tu locker. Belakang tu locker. Dekat belakang tirai tu actually yang tadi tu I ambil gambar tadi tu.
Yang ni lah.
Yang ni. Yes, tepi dinding itu kat belakang tu.
What interests me is the colours, how it comes out. Even yelah kita tengok benda yang berserak macam ni pun nampak, tengok colour dia keluar and all that kan. Menarik. Yeah, and I think ni your infak project kan?
Ni one of my infak programs. So macam one thing about, I hope that dekat luar sana ada ramai orang buat infak, tapi at the same time too much of human face they are showing. Ni macam something quite disturbing me lah.
Yeah.
Sebab macam kita
What are you
bagi
trying to
infak.
show,
Exactly. Kita bagi infak, most of them less fortunate, tapi we want to promote our program but we use their faces.
Right.
So I don't feel good about that. So I just try to look for some different angle yang macam still showing but not showing their faces.
Right. So
Happy.
infak delivery ni is an ongoing program. Maknanya if people orang nak tahu mengenai details of how to nak berderma, nak menyumbang and all that, they can go to IG infak delivery lah ya.
Yes. We are all on IG and FB pun ada juga.
Okay, I think that's very clear. You can go to infak delivery kalau merasa rasa nak menyumbang dan untuk program, it's an ongoing program. Tak payah tunggu raya, tak payah tunggu Ramadan dan sebagainya. Anytime ada banyak avenue di situ. Dari segi makanan mungkin kita boleh infak makanan yang macam seperti Shuhada sebut tadi. Project tu ialah untuk urban poor ya, targeting remaja perempuan yang maknanya untuk sanitary pad ni pun tak cukup duit nak beli, tak cukup supply and all that. Benda yang kita take for granted sebab senang je pada kita lah pergi kedai and all that, tapi sebenarnya kita tak tahu ada orang yang tak berkemampuan ya untuk even benda as basic as that. Ni ada soalan ni, Ho Chi Minh dekat District 8 ke District 8? Ada soalan ni.
Sorry lah, I tak tahu distrik tu mana-mana sebab I tahu I turun bas orang yang bawa.
Yalah. Tak tahu kat mana ya. Yalah, sampai kadang-kadang kita pergi tempat tu pun kita tak ingat mana yang kita pergi kan.
Ya.
Yalah.
Tapi I think boleh Google ataupun siapa yang interested nak pergi Ho Chi Minh dekat tempat tu, I can get the contact lah. Nanti I get some the friends yang macam arrange for us pergi kat sana tu, I can get the contact.
I think anyone who watches this yang kalau rasa nak further find out di mana tempat yang Shuhada pergi ni, mungkin kita boleh find out later, boleh berhubung melalui IQX untuk mengetahui tentang lebih lanjut lagi mengenai program infak dan humanitarian project yang Shuhada jalankan. You can also follow her on her IG to look at the photos, the beautiful photos that she take, Shuhada_Hasim ya. And bolehlah tengok gambar-gambar yang diambil di situ. Mungkin ada siapa yang ada project fotografi and all that. You can also contact Shuhada through her social media platform. And I got to know, in fact, our founder Puan Fatihah shared me a photo and terselit muka Hajar Shuhada kat situ, attended one of the program, 9 Habits 9 Law. I'm not sure whether it was called the same thing masa tu. And I can't help but relate what you're doing now, photography could be serving the habit of quiet time. It could be quiet time for you. Do you feel that way too?
Yes, especially when I just want to feel alone and then pergi dekat some locations tu.
Right.
Okay, one thing I tak berani nak pergi yang macam tempat-tempat
yalah orang kata
pergi dalam hutan ke apa seorang-seorang. Kalau macam ada kawan, okay fine, but sometimes you just want to be alone and quiet. So sometimes dekat mana-mana pun, kalau this is a process lah, bila you dah lama in photography, you know what you're looking for. So macam you've already have a trained eyes. So macam quiet times definitely. For example, I just have this kind of feelings kalau macam sometimes I pergi morning run dekat Lake Garden kan. Kat situ pun macam it's good enough. There's lots of people but you actually sometimes you feel on your own with the surroundings. Lepas tu macam one of the things that I love to do is actually lepas dah lari sikit tu, I cabut kasut, buka stokin, then we walk on the wet grass.
Grounding.
Kan? So macam it's just good feelings. So sometimes there are scene that you nampak tapi you rasa macam never mind, let's just look at that. Tak payah you sibuk nak ambil gambar pun sebenarnya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
to be
macam
aware of your surroundings.
Correct. So macam because I still remember one of my trainer dia cakap, okay, what if in a situation yang memang macam the scene, kalau you photograph, bam, you will get good photos. Tapi you don't have a camera with you. What would you want to do? So macam apa you patut rasa ke apa-apa. Dia kata, never mind, it's okay. Just let it go, but observe.
Yeah.
Observe whatever you see. Appreciate. Kan?
Right.
So macam definitely a quiet moment for me. Lepas tu macam kalau you travel ke apa, road trip ke, kadang-kadang you nampak scene, you boleh berhenti tepi jalan, even for a few seconds pun. That is a good quiet moment
Right.
for me.
Yeah, I think that applies very well to that concept. And I just want to go through this surah Al-Ankabut where it says, katakanlah wahai Muhammad, berjalanlah kamu semua di atas muka bumi dan perhatikanlah bagaimana Allah memulakan penciptaan sesuatu. And I think photography for me it encourages that. Sebab like I said tadilah, sebelum ni kita take for granted, tengok je awan, that's it. Tapi by I would like to think that the habit of taking beautiful photos of Allah's creation make me mengingati kebesaran dia, mengingati ciptaan dia, dan insyaAllah just by us saying Masya Allah, itu pun kita dah dapat at least something, ya. So I feel that yalah, benda ni kita yang control kan. At the end of the day, niat, one is niat. Tapi people say niat tu tak menghalalkan cara. Kan, nak betul. Cara yang apa yang kita buat tu nak kena go back to the values and also apa yang patut kita lakukan. And I feel that the choice is ours sebab Allah dah bagi kita pilihan yang patut kita buat untuk when it comes to these things lah, ya. And also and I feel that mungkin to a certain extent some of the things that you learn with QX, I feel like the joy of giving now that you're doing infak and all that. I mean, tak ramai orang, ada duit, ada orang have the means and all that, but not many people would want to go out and start something in the name of infak, in the name of menyumbang and all that. Sebab it's easier to just, okay lah, give your money, you just do something. But to start something dengan effort, dengan nak buka satu syarikat, to make it legal and all that, it's not something yang everyone can do and want to do. And Alhamdulillah, I think you are a living orang kata proof that the practice of giving and the joy of mungkin menerima balik apa from what you give to is something yang it's already you are already practicing that, Alhamdulillah. And do you have any input on that?
On practicing the giving?
Yeah, the giving, and also with that receive. Maknanya bila you dah memberi tu, the joy of also receiving balik tu pun is something yang dah inborn maknanya, ya. Orang kata something that you are already practicing.
I think the field will start when I was tracking back lah daripada the previous practice in my life before, macam whatever we do, we know we need to get paid. So macam our time, effort semua, we need to get paid. Tapi bila I started to let go and detach from the previous photography practice tu, going to the places, photograph without expecting them even to see to my photos pun, rasa macam that is actually a gift to me. I'm receiving to have that feelings, one. But the second is, I think I'm giving by bringing out their voices and to tell people, okay, these people need help and those kind of things. And of course, bila you start to understand the situation yang macam giving and receiving tu, Masya Allah, dia punya, kita jadi tak berkira dah.
Betul.
So macam okay, kita jadi tak berkira. But of course, bila certain things we work, yes, we need to get paid, kan? We know that concept. Tapi dia punya satisfaction tu tak tahu nak cakap lah.
Betul. I hear you, as I hear and I listen to you, I feel rasa macam terharu dan rasa macam sebab rasa macam yelah bila kita dah detach and kita rasa macam alah tak apalah sikit-sikit, you know, you don't have to pay me for this and that kind of thing. I feel that InsyaAllah semoga kita mendapat apa orang kata balasan daripada Allah lah, daripada
InsyaAllah.
kita tak expect terus pun kita, maknanya from other means lah kan, he has his ways of maknanya blessing us insyaAllah. Alhamdulillah. I think we have spoken at length, one about your photography and one about your infaq delivery. I think we have, Alhamdulillah, I think I hope this program is going to be posted on our Facebook page, insyaAllah. Usually we get more views after we've posted. So siapa yang mengikuti dan will be watching later, boleh sama-sama kita usahakan kalau siapa yang nak menderma, nak menyumbang, dan mungkin bolehlah pergi ke IG Shuhada _Hasim, ya? Is that it?
Ya, betul.
Shuhada _Hasim, and juga infaq delivery boleh cari je di IG. She does a lot of things with other NGOs as well to get things moving. Alhamdulillah. And I'm so proud to be one of your friends juga, Shuhada. Kita sama-sama insyaAllah usaha kita, ya. We have some people who said who cakap Assalamualaikum. Okay, Waalaikumsalam Puan Rohaida. Cik Azma Abdul Karim enjoyed this session. Thank you so much for being with us today. If you feel that this would benefit your friends and families, mungkin boleh share our link and so that they can also watch this episode. Alhamdulillah. I think for now, I want to say thank you, Shuhada, for agreeing to di bidang terjun ni. Alhamdulillah. I think
12 midnight deal.
No, at the end of the day, I feel that ni Allah yang gerakkan. Kan? Bila I fikir balik, why did I think of Shuhada? And why did she and you on your side agree to actually do it? Oh, boleh lah, you know, like, you know, the kind of thing semua Allah punya kerja, you know, hati kita nak jemput, and you yourself agreeing to say yes, and you're meant to be here, insyaAllah. And I hope everyone gets some benefit from our conversation today, insyaAllah. And with that, saya nak ucapkan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh kepada semua. Terima kasih banyak.
Salam.
Thank you, Shuhada. Kita jumpa boleh jumpa lepas ni. Kopi. InsyaAllah. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Century. Mental illness is seriously impacting the world, and Malaysia is not spared. 3 out of 10 Malaysians suffer from mental illness. Depression is the major mental illness among Malaysians due to stress at the workplace and family pressure. 66 working days are lost annually by corporate Malaysia. And stress is the number 1 risk factor for health and productivity amongst Asian employers. Despite the circumstances, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. Hope is the heartbeat of the soul. IQ Excellence Self-Therapy with 9 habits, 9 laws will help you empower yourself through a holistic psycho-spiritual self-care program. Enhance your psychological and spiritual well-being through purification of your heart. Reclaim your energetic, optimistic, creative and motivated self. Realize your full potential as a heart-centered individual. Imagine you can now realize your full potential, cope with the normal stresses of life, work productively and fruitfully, contribute to your community, benefiting the society at large.